brand new episode here on 1950's Farm. So, what are we doing today? Well, as you can see, we are in a cotton field today. No, it is not our field. So I've mentioned before how back in the sort of mid-50s, or approaching the mid-50s as we are on the game, that Harry was doing more and more contracting. I've got a feeling that might not be quite right there. Yeah, so Harry was doing more and more contracting, and cotton was something that they did do, or that was mentioned within sort of the documentation that I've read, but it doesn't say how it was done now. So a couple of people have suggested that it may well have been a Case IH setup where it was attached to a tractor. Other people have kind of suggested, as Ray, who I consult quite a bit on these videos, has suggested that it would have been pull behind, offset, a bit like the forage harvesters of old, you know, where they're sort of pull behind, offset to the side of the tractor. So a little bit like the combine, really, and suggested that it may well have been done that way. And so, therefore, for me, it's kind of okay. I can't find anything in terms of it attached to the tractor, a bit like our old corn harvesting machine. So therefore, there is this machine, this mod that came available, because obviously up until the mod came available, you know, I was sort of kind of thinking, well, I'm going to have to leave cotton out until, you know, sort of much later. You know, and sort of go from there, you know. But so it has come out, and as I say, Harry didn't do cotton around where he lived. He would go off for, you know, a couple of I can't remember if he said a couple of months a year or a couple of weeks a year, and do the cotton. But you know, on Farming Sim, yeah, I can do that because I can download another map, but it's yeah, on a computer that doesn't have very much memory. I have to try and use what I've got, you know. So and that's kind of what I've done here. I've tried to sort of kind of go, okay, can't really download another map because I haven't really got the room for it. So therefore, you know, we're going to have to use what we have got. But this is the setup, yeah, so you have to kind of forgive. I don't know why it's got corn heads being chucked out of the top and not the cotton, but it is filling it up, and it doesn't appear to be filling it up very fast. So I don't know whether that's conflicting with something else, but I can't change that. I have tried. I even took the corn ear mod out of the mod folder, or, you know, unassigned it so that it wasn't sort of in the save game, but it still made no difference. It still does that, but otherwise it's a nice mod. You know, it's nicely done. You know, just zoom in a little bit. You know, it's nicely done. Obviously it's very new. You know, it's a new mod, a new, you know, sort of design of cotton harvester. You know, it doesn't look particularly from the 50s as such, but as I say, it's a, you know, it's a nice mod, and it does allow me to kind of do cotton this way, as I say. But yeah, it's a very nice mod. It looks, you know, sort of okay on okay, excuse me, I do apologise, on the back of the Ford N. So the cold gremlins have seemingly struck again, and again it's gone straight for the voice box and you know, the sort of back of the nose area. So very nice of it. So yes, I'm supposed to be going out tomorrow. I'm supposed to be going racing tomorrow. So there's a couple of meetings on that sort of were put on as a bit of a an extra bonus. The weather here at the moment, although it's very foggy, you can't see very much because it is exceptionally foggy here, but it is very mild, and they've decided that because the track, which is run on shale, which is a mixture of mud and sort of, well, it used to, in the olden days, shale used to be a mixture of mud and stone, but now they've taken the stone out because too many people were getting injured in the crowd, and they've taken the stone out, and it's now just run basically on mud. But yeah, that's in pretty good condition because it hasn't had the snow or the rainfall on it that you would maybe expect, for the time of year. So they've kind of sort of said, well, we'd be more than happy to put a meeting on if people, will attend. And drivers and spectators alike have sort of all gone, yeah, that would be fantastic. An afternoon sort of away from the house, which is the reason why I'm sort of going at the moment. It depends on how I feel again tomorrow, but if it had been today, I'll be going. It's just literally to get away from the house for a few hours. I think everyone needs that. But yeah, say they've struck again. So the honey is out again. I'm a little bit naughty because I was given all kinds of sort of drinks and different like brandies and sort of whiskies and this, that, and everything else to kind of drink with the honey. But because obviously with my medication I can't do that, so I've sort of said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll I'll put the honey on ice cream because the ice cream and the honey together are both soothing my throat. So it's so I've put on about 9 stone in about the last sort of 12 hours or so, because it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely working, but I'm definitely going to need a little bit more. so what I do is get the ice cream, get the honey, drizzle the honey all over the ice cream, and then get digestive chocolate biscuits, and then crumble that all over the top. Oh, it's a taste revelation. It is, honestly. It's fantastic. So it's doing my throat the world of good. It's not doing my belly and my waistline any good at all. Like I say, I've grown about sort of 4 trouser sizes in the last sort of 12 hours. But hey, it is helping me speak. So yeah, if I go very quiet in the video, it's because the voice has decided to disappear again. Which is always good fun for someone who sort of relies on it to speak, obviously. So, but anyway, I hope you're all doing well today. Hope you're all having a good Saturday. Well, this will go out on Tuesday, but it's being recorded on Saturday, so I've got a bit behind my schedule because my computer, as I've said 1,000 times, it runs out of memory, and then I have to wait until it kind of gives me it back. Well, it hasn't until this morning. It hadn't given me it back, so I've not been able to do any recording because I've obviously every time I sort of press record, it records for like 30 seconds and then comes up in the bottom right hand corner. Your computer is low on memory space. Please delete unnecessary files, and then it just quits, and then I can't do anything. But this morning I loaded my computer in and went on to this PC or whatever it's called, and I had 86 gig of memory, so I was like, I can record again today, thank you. So the computer has now given me it back. I don't know. I've spoken to I've got someone in the family that sort of knows quite a bit about computers, and they came yesterday. I don't see them from I don't know, once every 6 to 8 months. I don't see them very often, And I showed him my computer, and I showed him, you know, different things. Sorry, him. I showed her, you know, my computer, different things, and that showed the memory situation, and then I explained how I get my memory back. And she goes, but it shouldn't work that way. And I said, but it does work that way. And I said, like, you know, it's really weird. But she, bless her, has now offered and said, look, you know, if you want a new PC, for God's sake, don't buy a pre-built PC for about, you know, she said for about sort of 500-600 quid. You can have a top of the range gaming PC. This is where I get my parts from. I built mine. You know, I do, you know, I play Halo and all of these sort of top A games on, you know, ultimate settings and everything. She said, like, you know, I can get the parts really, really cheaply. And, you know, I can put it together for you. So I was like, well, yeah, okay. I said in the new year, I might have to hold you to that. And she was like, well, she said, Uncle James, you'll have to come and pick me up. I was like, okay, fair enough. So, yeah, it's always handy to have people in the know like that. You know, especially because I know absolutely nothing about computers. Like I've said before, you know, can't program a PC, but put me in a vent or a Bateman's or a Class Combine, and I can program the computer. Absolutely no bloody trouble at all, you know. So you know, it's just one of those things, you know. She, you know, I was sort of saying to her yesterday, you know, how come, you know so much about computers? And she said, well, it's what I've grown up with, you know. I've you know, she said, like, from the age of sort of 3, you know, she said, I started on Xboxes and PlayStations, and, you know, obviously as I've got older, I've graduated, you know, onto gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and stuff like that, you know. And I said, well, apparently gaming laptops are no good. And she went, the cheap ones aren't. She said, like, but if you're prepared to spend a few quid, she said, like, you know, you're going to get a good gaming laptop. So might be a gaming laptop on the horizon for me as well, because that way I'll be able to play Farming Sim when I go away. So I'm always thinking. Because I must admit, I don't go away very often, but when I do, I'm kind of like, you know, so I wish I had, you know, could bring my computer with me and just set it up in the corner and just play Farming Sim, because it can get a bit boring sitting in hotel rooms. And this year, if all goes well, I'm hoping to do it quite a bit this year, because I'm hoping to go and try and pluck up a bit of courage and drive a little bit further afield and go racing sort of, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours away from my house. Well, obviously racing finishes at like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm going to need somewhere to stay overnight. And so I've sort of kind of thought, well, if I could get a gaming laptop, then I could take Farming Sim with me, and then you know, sort of when I get back to the hotel, I can you know, play on farming for an hour. When I get up at sort of 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on where I am, you know, then I can play on you know, the gaming PC, the gaming laptop for an hour or two in the morning, and then sort of set off. And not only that as well, I would be more inclined to take a holiday by myself if I had something to do. The reason why I sort of don't do it at the moment is because I don't really, you know, once sort of evening hits, I don't really have anything to do. You know, so that would give me something to do in the evening. I mean, I have kind of this year, well, not this year, but 2025, I have kind of sort of thought, well, I could take my Xbox with me. So I do have an Xbox. I don't never play on it. You know, I bought it about 3 years ago. I think I've used it about 4 times. When my son used to come and visit, he used to play on my Xbox quite a bit. But yeah, it's not something I tend to use. I just play Farming Sim all day. I do play other games too for an hour, just to give sort of, like, you know, a bit of a rest from FS. But yeah, not really generally. But yeah, anyway, that's waffled on enough about that. But yeah, so back to this save. So today we're getting this cotton field done. We've got a cornfield that I didn't realise when I bought the new field at Harry's farm. It came with the field next door, and that's got corn in it. So we've also got that to do. I didn't realise that field was part of the land that I bought. So we've also got that to do, and then we need to get on with the drilling. So I finished all the ploughing. So all the ploughing is done now. So that's what I did over Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I was just using my little crawler, and ploughing, but I have now got it all done. Apart from the little cornfield at the dairy, but that's fine because I can, that field doesn't take very long to do. Normally a chatty video will knock that field out. And I've also got obviously the cornfield when I get it harvested, because it isn't harvested yet. So yeah, it's that's all I've got left to do in terms of ploughing. But obviously we want to get on with the drilling of the wheat, which is the next job. Say that I want to get on with, and I want to get on with it fairly sharpish. We want to have it done by the end of the first week in November. So that's the aim. Get that done nice and early, and then we can concentrate then on a few other little jobs. Obviously this winter we've got a farm build to do. I'm not sure whether I'll do that on camera or not. I might do. But I do tend to find farm builds easier when I know it's only me that's watching, because I can sort of, get things in, get things out, swap things about, whereas, that might not look so good on a video, I don't know, but so yeah, I've got that to do. I've got the trees at Harry's to do, because the trees around that new field and the big grass field that we had, they need to go. I love trees in real life. I don't like trees in farming sim. They get in the way too much. So they need to go. But yeah, so plenty to be getting on with, and then by the time we get all that done, we'll be in the new year again, and we'll be getting ready and leading up to harvest again. We've also got some dairy work to do. The pile of poo in there is getting quite big again, so we've got some dairy work to do. We've got what else we got to do? We've got to bed and feed the cows again. So that needs doing. So there's lots to do down on 1950's farm. There is lots to do, and I was talking with Ray the other day. I went to his a friend of his who's as old as what he is, and he's got a sort of dairy setup. He's got about 150 dairy cows, and about 50 beef cows. I think I'm right in saying that. I don't know. Don't hold me to that, because I might be wrong. To be fair, when they were telling me, I wasn't really paying that much attention. I was looking at a 9RX that was working 2 fields over. It was ploughing, and I was kind of looking at that, and I was going, yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. And when we got in the truck, Ray said to me, he said, I know what you was doing. I said, what? He said, you was watching that bloody crawler in that field. I was like, yeah, sorry. He said, you should have been listening and learning. It's an education for you. I said, Ray, you can't drive a cow. And he said, I don't know. He said, you need to, he said, we were trying to teach you. And I said, yeah, but I said, you can't drive a cow, can you? So he said, well, we're going back, he said, in the new year. So I said, all right. He said, and what we're going to do is, I said, yeah. He said, he's got some video of 1950's cattle farming. So I said, all right. He said, and we're going to look at it. He said, so you can learn for your videos. And I was like, yeah, very much so. I said, yeah, I'd be very much interested in that. And so that's what we're going to do in the new year. Apparently, that's what we're going to do. I think it's sometime at the end of next week, or maybe the beginning of the following week. But yeah, so I've got a little bit of an education coming, which, as I say, I love all that. I love all that. I was looking on line the other day to do with Farm Sim and another series that I'm doing, and accidentally stumbled across, and this is why I know I've got ADHD, because I'm doing one thing and then suddenly I see in the tiniest little advert in the corner another thing, and I'm clicking on that thinking, well, that looks interesting, and I've ended up clicking through about 5 different sites, and eventually came to this one where it was like, did you know the south coast of England is a World Jurassic Heritage Site? And it's like, I did not know this, no. So it was kind of a case of suddenly it's like, sort of sat there, and I was reading all about it because I'm well into my dinosaurs, and I was sort of reading all about it, and then before I know it, I've kind of then turned that off, gone back onto Farming Sim, having not achieved what I originally set out to achieve. So it's when I spoke to the doctor a few weeks ago about it, because he was the one that suggested that I may well have it, and he suggested that I take the online test. There's a problem with the online test, is I get distracted by all of the little pop-up adverts that come on, and I go, ooh, that looks interesting, and I go off. I still haven't completed the test yet. And so when I go and see him in the new year, when I'm sort of due to go back, I'm going to have to say to him, if I haven't got it done by then, I'm going to have to say to him, well, I can't complete the bloody test because too many advert pop-ups come up, and I'm going off and looking at other stuff, so as I say, hopefully this year, well, 2025, I'm going to get myself a decent phone, and a proper phone that you can sort of record really good videos on, and I'm going to do a lot of videos of me sort of out and about, doing, going to tractor and farming museums, going to the Jurassic coastline, sort of doing all the train trips, and sort of trying to do that because A, I'm interested, and B, other people might be interested too, and I always like to learn the history of everywhere I go. So I think that might be quite good. The thing is, I would like to go to Hamburg this year, or 2025. I keep saying this year, but I only keep saying this year because Christmas is gone. Now Christmas is gone. It's 2025 as far as I'm concerned. Like, Christmas marks the end of the year for me. Not New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. No, Christmas marks the end of the year for me. So if I continually say this year, but don't pull myself up on it, I mean 2025. But anyway, I was sort of kind of hoping to go I'm hoping to go to Hamburg this year, 2025, and to go to a massive like a toy museum, but it's all set out and all working. So there's like working airports, there's working train stations, and all of the places are built on famous landmarks of the world. So like you've got Las Vegas there, you've got the Monaco Grand Prix. It's all set out, it all works, it's all recreated. It's a now then, is it over? I think if I remember correctly, and I can't remember for sure now, but it's over 100-acre site. Just while we're sort of filling the last little bit of this trailer, I might just go and get these bits that I missed. It's over 100-acre site, and it says on the actual website you need 2 days to walk around it, to get around all of it. So I'm hoping to go on the train. So my sort of journey that I'm kind of plotting is a taxi from my house to King's Lynn train station, King's Lynn to London King's Cross, and then St Pancras then, which is next door to London's King's Cross. So I literally just got to cross over the road, and then St Pancras to onto the Eurostar. The Eurostar obviously over to France, and then branching sort of then I guess turns off, if you like, and heads towards Germany, and then obviously up to Hamburg, and then do 2 days in Hamburg, so I get to see the toy museum and go around everything, film it all, because you are allowed to film there, which is really good. And then so film it all, and then from there catch the train back to Cologne, I think it is. Is it Cologne? I think. And then, without looking at because I've already written up an itinerary. I probably won't go because I haven't. I'd like to go with someone. That's the thing. I'd like to go with someone just because I'm sort of like I get a little bit nervous, and just having that sort of other person there, just kind of as a backup, and saying, well, yeah, good thought, but no, it's actually this one we need to get on, and we need to go here, and we need to do this. So like that's kind of why I'd like to go with someone, just for that little bit of support and what have you. I may have done that a tad early, to be fair, but anyway. Oop. Does that not go over that? That should go over that. Here we go. That hasn't. Oh, it has filled it. We'll put that back down because what I don't want to do is let the tractor go off the trailer and then the trailer sort of bug out because I've obviously tipped it up. But let's now put the I'm assuming this is a baler. Let's put this on the back and see what this does. Because it literally, I'm discovering this mod for the first time with you guys, so I have no idea. So I'm actually going to put up my help menu because I might not be doing something quite right. Right, so here we go. We've got turn on automatic drop, so we do that, yes. We've got turn on baler, so we'll do that. Insufficient engine power available. There we go. So I didn't know that. That's not a problem. Just means we need to swap the tractors about a bit. I am going to switch over in a minute to some time lapse. Right, and then just so as we can get quite a bit of this done, we should actually get all of it done, hopefully. Alright, let's just take that off. Can't imagine too many farmers doing this, but we'll give it a go, because as I say, I've never used it, so I'd like to see it in action. And just while the speed of the recording is normal speed, let's have a go. Right, so we can turn it on. Yeah, we can do it that time. Oh, what's happening? It's compressing down. Oh, I see. And then we're opening it. Oh, it goes into a round bale. And there we go. Well, that's actually quite good, isn't it? I quite like that. I like it a lot. So yeah, as I say, and then going to, I'm pretty certain it's Cologne, and there's a couple of there's a cathedral that I want to visit, and also a cathedral, and there's a German history of Second World War and farming, and how farming, or how the war influenced farming in Germany. That's not that's not how it reads on the website, but that's how I've sort of kind of understood it. But I'd like to go there as well. And the cathedral and the museum that I want to go to are quite close together, because Google Street is an absolutely amazing thing. You can kind of see how close these things are and see how practical it is. And then from Cologne, then travel to, I can't remember whether Cologne is the airport, but then go to the airport and then fly back to London. And depending on what time I get back in London, either stay over in London overnight and then have a day out in London and then sort of travel home later on that day. But yeah, that's what I would like to do. But as I say, I would kind of like someone to do that with, just A, for the experience, and B, just for as I say, sort of a little bit of a backup for me, because I'm not the most confident or self-confident person. So just having that kind of backup and that kind of reassurance of, yes, this is what we need to do, or actually, no, you've misunderstood that. You need to, we need to do this and go here. That would be a massive help to me. But yeah, and if I could conquer that, then start doing the States and start doing Australia and other places, and sort of just do my travels. Really, just want to try and live a little bit before the inevitable comes, because I'm not getting any younger, and I've always been sort of tied down in relationships where the people I've been with didn't want to do stuff like that. Well, now I'm not tied down in those relationships, and I want to do them. But it's just now getting the confidence to do it. But anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and I'll see you all in a little bit.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild.
So we're back. Yes, and we've nearly got it done now, so it's not gone too bad in the end. Once I figured out where I needed to sort of kind of drive on my mark to make sure that I'm not missing, then it was definitely a lot easier. But as I say, we've nearly got it finished now, and I just thought I would do one contract. I see the contract on there, and I thought, well, I was on about it. I was on about using this machine, so I'll do a video and we'll use it for an episode, and we'll see kind of what, if any, reaction we get to it. You know, people like it, people not so keen, or you know, whatever, and we'll see how we go. Because if people do like it and they are keen, yes, if more contracts pop up, I'll do them. But not only that as well, we're getting between the two farms, we're now getting enough fields where, you know, we can have a field of cotton and sort of do something different, if you like. So as I say, it's just to kind of gauge people's initial reactions to it all, because as much as I am trying to follow them, you know, follow what happened in the 50s and what have you. You know, there are, and I've said it many times before, and I'm certainly not going to keep, you know, repeating myself, but you know, there are, if you like, a creative license in terms of, you know, well, actually, you know, it'd be quite interesting to do this, or this is another aspect of 1950s farming that, yes, Harry and the dairy sort of didn't do, but was done, and it's quite interesting, you know. And as I say, like, you know, I think personally myself, this brings a nice little bit of variety to, you know, not only the videos but also, you know, life on our 1950s farm. So say it's something I'd be keen to do again, you know. But that, you know, sort of does depend on other people, sort of thing, you know, and what everyone else kind of thinks and feels. But yeah, so what we'll have to do is we will, and I'll do it off camera as well, because we are we are quite a long way from the two farms, and so I'll collect the, cause was there going to be 4 bales probably. You know, I'll collect the come down with the rear forklift and the flatbed trailer that we've got, and I will collect the bales, you know, sort of off camera, just as I say, because it is quite an epic journey back to the farm. We're not quite all the way across the other side of the map, but it was the only sort of cotton field there is on the on the map this year. And as I say, it was a contract that that had popped up, and I just thought, oh, well, you know, that's sort of worth maybe looking at and quite interesting. So yeah, but hopefully that will do a half bale. No, it won't. I don't suppose I have a mod that allows me to do half a bale, do I? No, I don't, no. Okay, so that's no problem. Anyway, I am actually going to leave this episode here, and thank you all very much for watching and you know, sort of experiencing the cotton harvest with me. It's been it's been a nice change from ploughing, because I've done a lot of ploughing over the last few days. So I saw the cotton, I was like, yeah, that would just, yeah, it gives me a little bit of a break and gives me something else to do. But not only that, you know, it's an interesting thing. Like I say, I realise the equipment is very modern looking, but I just thought it would be, as I say, interesting to do. But thanks ever so much for watching. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye for now.